For over 130 years, one name has echoed through the dark alleys of history, a synonym for terror and the ultimate unsolved mystery: Jack the Ripper. In the autumn of 1888, the gaslit slums of Whitechapel in East London were gripped by fear. A brutal killer stalked the streets, targeting women in a series of horrific murders that baffled Scotland Yard and gave birth to a legend. But what if I told you the case isn't unsolved anymore? What if, after all this time, we finally know his name? The victims, known as the Canonical Five, were Marianne Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly. Their lives were tragically cut short between August and November of that fateful year. Each murder was more gruesome than the last, marked by a chilling degree of surgical precision. The killer wasn't just taking lives, he was mutilating his victims, often removing internal organs as if collecting gruesome trophies. This level of anatomical knowledge led many to believe the Ripper could be a doctor or a butcher. Hundreds of suspects were questioned, leads went cold, and the killer seemed to vanish into the London fog, leaving behind only a blood-soaked legacy and a name that would haunt generations. The mystery remained locked away for more than a century. That is, until a seemingly insignificant piece of evidence from one of the crime scenes came back into the spotlight: a silk shawl. This shawl was found next to the body of Catherine Eddowes, the fourth victim, on the night of September 30th, 1888. It was stained with what was believed to be the blood of both the victim and her killer. For years, it was a relic, a silent witness, but in the 21st century, it was about to speak. In a groundbreaking investigation, author and amateur sleuth Russell Edwards acquired the shawl and teamed up with forensic scientist Dr. Jari Lohelainen. Using cutting-edge techniques, Dr. Lohelainen managed to extract tiny fragments of DNA from the aged fabric. This was the moment of truth. First, they tested DNA from bloodstains against a living descendant of Catherine Eddowes. The result? A perfect match. This confirmed the shawl was genuinely from the crime scene. But the most stunning discovery was yet to come. They also found DNA from semen stains on the shawl. They traced the lineage of one of the original prime suspects and compared the DNA. It was a 100% match. After more than a century of speculation, the evidence pointed to one man, Aaron Kosminski. So who was he? Kosminski was a Polish immigrant who had fled persecution in his homeland and settled in London, working as a barber in Whitechapel. Crucially, he lived just a stone's throw away from where the murders took place. He was on the police's radar back in 1888. In fact, one witness reportedly identified him as the man seen with a victim shortly before her death. However, the witness, who was also Jewish, refused to testify against a fellow Jew, and without that crucial testimony, the police had to let him go. Kosminski's life spiraled downwards after the Ripper murders ceased. He was described as mentally unwell, suffering from hallucinations and paranoia. He was admitted to a workhouse in 1889, listed as destitute, and spent the rest of his life in and out of mental asylums. He died in an asylum in 1919 from gangrene, taking his dark secret to the grave. For 100 years, his name was just one of many on a long list of suspects. Now, thanks to a shawl and the power of modern science, Aaron Kosminski has been unmasked as the face behind the infamous shadow, finally closing the book on the greatest whodunit in criminal history. What do you think? Does this DNA evidence finally solve the case for you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy diving into historical mysteries, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching.